Well, it's Thanksgiving, so we're asking the question once again, who in politics right about now has reason to be most thankful, and who, on the flip side, is just a big old turkey?
We were down. We were in.
Who do you think has reason to be thankful this year?
Seth Moulton.
Seth Moulton.
Absolutely.
Winner in the 6th.
Mr. Walsh.
And Mr. Walsh, yeah, still coasting a year later.
Workers without earned sick time.
The referendum question passed.
Precisely, yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie Baker is in a Democratic state, and he got voted in as a Republican.
Doubly thankful.
And he lost the first time, and winning the second time is rare like that.
Triply thankful.
Yeah.
Who might get the turkey prize?
Martha Cook is the first name that comes to mind, unfortunately.
A turkey with all the dressing would be brown. I think he might look for a different state. He might want to run away from New England altogether.
You know, people are clever, I'll say that. All right, we're going to have a good time with this today. Our political analyst this morning, Democrat Marianne Marks, is with us. Republican Ginny Buckingham is with us. And we've given you guys a couple of days to consider your picks, and Janet Wu kicks off our holiday tradition.
So get out your carving knives. Let's start off with who are the biggest political turkeys this year on the table for you, Marianne?
John Gruber, the consultant to Obamacare and Romneycare, proved an MIT professor can be stupid too by calling American voters stupid and ending his consulting career at the same time.
Ginny?
I say Jonathan Gruber for showing that Democrats have a contempt for voters. They do think voters are stupid and government can do better. I also would add President Obama for losing the Senate.
There was a Scott Brown picture in there, too.
Scott Brown, who took his pickup truck to New Hampshire thinking he could get a Senate seat again, but instead made history by becoming the first person to lose 2 Senate races in 2 states to 2 different women.
Can the pickup make it to Vermont? That's my question for
you.
All right, let's talk about thankfulness. And Marianne, let's start with you. What Paul is expressing thanks for?
I'm going to do both. Jeanne Shaheen, who is the only woman Democrat to get reelected in this election cycle because she stuck by the folks in New Hampshire and they stuck by her. And Maura Healey, who was the big underdog in the primary for AG, excited Democratic voters, already being noted nationally as someone who could help the party get back on its feet.
Ginny.
I choose Charlie Baker for returning the governor's office to Republicans, and I think he's going to do an outstanding job. And I'm also grateful for Martha Coakley for being such a poor candidate that Charlie Baker gets to be my #1 pick. Sorry to say that.
We need the gobble sound.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you both heard Marty Walsh this morning, Mayor Walsh. He's got 1 year under his belt. What do you sense after hearing from him, Ginny, about what's going to make him different from Mayor Menino?
You know, I was really struck by that his center of gravity is not just City Hall. He comes from the State House, and making those connections between City Hall and Beacon Hill are going to be very important, I think, for his management of the city.
Marianne?
I think you heard this morning he's willing to consider some things that Mayor Menino was not, and he's really focused on an innovation economy, using technology and the arts to not only draw more capital here and more jobs, but to keep students here who come here to study.
A stadium for Kraft, a stadium for Bob Kraft in the city of Boston was one of those things.
Is a difference.
Not that one is going to happen, but it's
right.
that.
He's open to it, he said.
He's open to it, is what he said, right. What is your suggestion, speaking of Mayor Menino? We talked this morning about, and Janet brought out the question, and Mayor Walsh said it's a really good question. What about the convention center? But he thought something, maybe something else.
Well, I'm sure there should be something big and great. My little personal suggestion would be a park bench in every neighborhood, because he was always in every single neighborhood. He was always there talking to everybody. So a place where someone could sit down on a bench named for him, I think would be really nice.
Yeah,
he'd love that.
Yeah, he would
absolutely love that. Ginny?
You know, I was struck when he said something different than the convention center, because what's bigger than that in the city of Boston? Then I thought maybe Menino International Airport.
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
Governor-elect Charlie Baker tried to keep it on the down low this past week, but he wandered over to the Republican Governors Association meeting in Florida while he was there with his wife on vacation. His campaign tried to keep it quiet, but they could not. It eventually got out. Was that a smart move, or did it backfire, Ginny?
Well, I think it's silly to pretend you're not going to go to the Republican Governors Association meeting. It's an important gathering of all the nation's governors. It has political value, obviously, but also has governing value. He's going to learn from these other leaders.
Marianne?
I agree. I mean, he should have gone. A period, end of sentence. Just don't hang out with rabid right-wing Republican governors because you didn't run as one. So if you say one thing and do another, you could have a short, bad term as governor.
In other words, don't get your picture taken with Chris Christie.
Or Greg Abbott, or Rick Perry, or Bobby Jindal.
That's a long list that you have
going
there, Marianne. All right, we continue on the record. Stay with us.